Hello, in this video, I will explain to you on how to find out the Norton equivalent to the left of the terminal AB. So we need to find out two things to find out the Norton equivalent. The first one is the Norton current, or in the notation, it is IN. So we will have find IN here. And then the second one will be to find the Norton resistance, find RN. Okay. Finding Rn will be a little bit tricky because we have a dependent source here. But for In, it is quite straightforward actually, right? Because In is the short circuit current here at AB. So In is this current here. So this is In. And I think I will use mesh analysis to solve this problem. Okay, let's assume the direction of the loop. So I will have I1 here going clockwise here. And then I will have here, this one here, which is I2, also going clockwise. And here I will have I3. So I will have I3 also going clockwise. Good. And now let's extract some information from this circuit and these loops. Okay, what can we get from here? In here is equal to I2. Okay, that is our first information. In is equal to I2. And then what else? Ix is going down to the across this 4 ohm resistor, and I1 is going up passing through this 4 ohm resistor. So I will have Ix and I1 is the same current but with the opposite direction. So I will have Ix is equal to minus I1. Good. And now let's see here, I will have I3 here. It is supplied by this current source. So that means that I3 is equal to 2Ix. However, Ix is minus I1. So I will have I3 here is equal to minus 2I1. Right? Okay, and I think we have extracted all the information from the circuit and the loops. Let's do KVL at loop I1. So let's do KVL at loop I1. Okay, what does KVL say? KVL said that the sum of the voltage in a loop will equal to 0. Good. And let's start from this 4 ohm resistor. We will have 4 there. However, it is a resistance. We need voltage, so we multiply by the only current that pass through it, which is I1. So I will have I1 here. And then this current will goes here and it enters into the positive terminal, so we will have positive sign. And the value is 10 volt. We already have the voltage, so that is 10, right? Because 10 is the voltage. And I think we have finished all the components in this loop, so I will have this equal to 0. Let's solve this for I1. I will have for I1 is equal to minus 10. Therefore, I1 here is equal to minus 2.5 ampere. Okay, that is nice value here because if we know I1, we also know Ix, right? Because Ix is minus I1. Therefore, Ix is 2.5 ampere. Okay, and then what is I3? I3 is 2Ix. So I will have 2 multiplied by 2.5. Or also you can use this value, minus 2 multiplied by minus 2.5. That will result in the same way. So I will have I3 is equal to 5 ampere. So that is the second loop here, I3. So we got I1 here and we got I3. Okay, all we need to do is to find out I2. Let's do exactly that. Let's do KVL at loop I2. KVL said that the sum of the voltage in a loop will equal to 0. Good. Let's start from this 10 volt voltage source, and the current enters from the negative terminal, right? So it enters from here. So our sign will be negative. And so I will have minus, and we already have voltage that is 10 volt. Good. Now we will have plus. Now let's multiply it by 5. Remember, 5 is the resistance. So we need voltage, so we multiply it by the current. Here we are working on I2, so I2 came first. But then I3 is flowing to the opposite direction. So I have minus I3. And all of that will equal to 0. And okay, what can we do from here? I think I will take out the 5I2 here minus 5I3. And then that will equal to 10. But then I3 is 5 ampere. So I will have 5I2 minus 5 multiplied by 5. That will be 10, right? So we will have 5I2 minus 25 is equal to 10, or 5I2 is 35, and therefore I2 is 7 ampere, right? So I2 is 7 ampere. So I2 is 7 ampere, but remember that IN is equal to I2. So we get the value of IN. I have the value of IN, which is 7 ampere. Good, and that is the value of IN. And the second thing that we need to do is to find out RN. I will use the open source voltage method, not dummy source method, open source voltage method. Okay, let's clean up our slide and see what can we do here. So here, instead of finding RN directly, I find out the Thevenin voltage here. So we'll have VTH. Okay, why we need to find out VTH? Because Rn is equal to RTH, right? So Norton resistance and Norton and Thevenin resistance are equal, but then that is the value can be calculated using VTH divided by IN, right? But we already have IN, so IN is 7 ampere, right? So all we need to do is to find out VTH here, and that is an open circuit voltage at AB, or this value here. And how to find that? Let's do nodal analysis. Okay, let's set this as our ground. So this is our reference node. So the ground is a reference node. So the voltage here will be 0. And what can we infer from this? We have this one here is 10 volt from the ground. So we will have 10 here. And we have a current source. Let's assume that the direction will be the same. And I want this here to go there, right? So all we need to do is to find out this PA here, right? Why? Because VTH is equal to VA minus VB. However, our VB is our reference node, so I will have VA minus 0. Therefore, that will be VA. Good. So if we find VA, we can get the VTH. And how to find VA? I think I will use KCL at node A. So I will have used to KCL at node A, right? What does KCL say? KCL said that the sum of the current that goes in is equal to the sum of the current that goes out. Okay, the only current that goes in is 2Ix. So we will have 2Ix. But then we can calculate Ix, right? Let's directly calculate Ix. So what is Ix? Ix is this node here, where the current comes from. That will be 10. And the current goes into the reference node, so we will have 0. So I'll have 10 minus 0. And then divided by the resistance between them, which is 4 ohm. Good. And that is all the current that goes in. And the only current that goes out is this one here. So I will have this VA, where the current comes from, and then minus 10. 10 is where the current goes to, right? And then divided by the resistance between them, which is 5 ohm. Good. Now this will cancel into 2. And 10 minus 0 is 10. 10 divided by 2, that will be 5. So I will have 5 is equal to VA minus 10 divided by 5. Good. Now we can cross multiply. We will have 25, and that will equal to VA minus 10. Good. And now we will have VA here is equal to 25 plus 10. That will be 35 volt. But then if VA is 35 volt, we know VTH, right? VTH is equal to VA. So we will have VTH there. VTH is equal to 35 volt. But then if we know VTH and we know IN, we can find out what is RN here. So let's calculate that. So we will have RN here is equal to VTH, which is 35, and then divided by IN, which is 7. Therefore, we will have it as 5 ohm. Okay, so in the conclusion, we will have Rn here is equal to 5 ohm. So this is the second most important values. And let's do the last step of this problem, which is to draw the Norton circuit. Draw the equivalent circuit. Okay, let's clean up our slide and do that. So here, this circuit is equivalent to a current source with the value of 7 ampere, and that will be in parallel with 5 ohm resistor. So we will have this here and that here as our Norton equivalent circuit. And in the right corner, I will have A, and this one will be B. And this is the final answer of this problem. So this all of it. And thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.